Our recording.
Batteries are good.
Yeah, batteries are good. All right.
I love
Finish here.
Super forward. You go to the VR.
Yeah. It's at 4 right now. Yeah. You want to set it down to 2?
Yeah.
I mean, we're running 2 for the
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. We are running 2 for the study. Yep.
Is that a step we missed?
There should be, there probably,
It should be
part of the Infinadeck FFP if it checks the speed limit.
Was it in there?
No, we need to add it.
Yep.
Infinadeck SOP.
Yeah, I would say we should probably just add a step that's like verify Infinadeck, like.
I mean, just like
operation or.
Yeah, there's like a couple settings we have to set.
exactly.
I can
And
just
so,
list
like,
those out.
To be clear, like the initial initialization steps
Yeah.
of Infinadeck,
Mhm.
you don't need to call those out. I think it's fine as it is, and you're to enable Infinadeck, set it up, calibrate it,
Mhm.
whatever. But there's like really critical tidbits where it's like, make sure the speed is set to this because of study restraints or whatever, like
Yeah.
those things we should call out.
Yeah, I think that's one is we don't have
So,
those
like,
final SOP
so,
binders.
I'm like, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That should be in there because it's
Good.
actually not
Yep.
right now. But no, you're right. Set those various settings.
Yep.
For the
Good.
SOP.
All right, so you are set up on 2 miles an hour, which is 3.2 kilometers per hour.
Assist.
Yes.
Trying to think
Okay.
about set speed. Oh, verify speed is in.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that shouldn't change, but yeah, you're right.
But yeah, just more of like checks. Make sure these are all
Yep.
ready.
Super critical thing. to this speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
Got it.
No, I think that's a good call.
Do we want to? Is the new offset? So
Yeah. Caleb, do you want to try walking with the new offset?
that seem better to you?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. You want to swing back over to the lander? All right.
And then.
Yeah, what I'd actually like you to do is turn back and face the lander. So right now, we were having some issues with the DSST where you have to be in a very specific position in order for it
Yeah.
to.
Caleb, I'm gonna say, can you teleport, just so you can rotate yourself, so you're not looking at the lander? Yeah, so that DSST is gonna pop up right there.
Yeah, we don't want it to be in the lander.
All right, he should be good. Also, I thought we were doing the DSST after the.
So we talked about doing 3 DSSTs, one at the beginning, one
Baseline.
on site arrival, and one after you leave site, so that we can do both the comparison between laptop DSST and also VR DSST, and also get it at the critical points of most cognitive.
Yeah, so this first one is for that comparison,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
validation,
That's.
but then the ones right before and after the geology.
Yeah,
cycle.
This.
Yeah, so this is,
Then that.
yeah, exactly,
The
yeah.
Micro procedures.
So I need to update, I haven't updated the Maestro procedure since we made that decision.
Okay, yeah.
So that's an
There's
action item
noted
for me is
It
to.
was, yeah, noted from yesterday's engineering run, but we have not. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Caleb, we're going to work through the DSST first. I'm going to go ahead and send that to you. Actually, I guess we need to do mission start at this point. So I'm going to give you a countdown.
Are we doing the baseline one though? See what it's.
Yes, that's true. We can try a DSST trial. And we can do these. Yeah, that's
I think
right.
you said we're doing 3. Yeah, I thought we were doing 3 baselines, right? So not a trial.
It's
full
not
DSST.
in-
Yeah, so there are 3 full DSST.
Yeah, so we do one now before
They
the.
start.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll just do the
procedure, And
DSST
then the execute.
now.
Well,
It's
it's before you start walking, but it's in the EVA. Maybe.
No, I
it
don't
doesn't have to
think
in
it should
the
be,
EVA.
yeah, because the
Okay.
EVA should start when
Good
you
call.
start walking
All right.
or picking up tools.
So we should do the same thing that we did for Future Walkback though, where they can take the little trial.
Yes,
They can do
I
that
agree.
however many
Yeah.
times till they're comfortable with it.
And then we have a baseline.
Caleb, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the GSSD trial. I'm gonna give you a countdown, 3, 2, 1. And then I'm gonna give that to you. You'll see a set of numbers and symbols and just click your left controller if the number symbol pairing is in the key. And if it's not in the key, then click your right controller. So right is wrong. So this is going to be, you'll get feedback on your answers for this one because it's just a trial. It doesn't count for anything. And then after you're comfortable with it, then we'll give you one that will count. Does that sound good? All right, I'm gonna give you the trial one in 3, 2, 1. That should have also hidden its heads-up display, and it didn't, which means that either something has changed with the heads-up display or.
Control one.
Oh, that hit both of, oh, no, that didn't hide both of them, it's just really short. We just timed
You
it,
want to try it again?
yeah,
Oh, you're right. It's
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
these
think,
these need to be extended back to 30 seconds, I had them down to 10 seconds.
if you want to just work this, I have a couple.
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah,
I
go
forgot, one thing we did note from yesterday's test is.
Okay,
So
Caleb, how
what
are
we
you
don't have on
feeling
the
about
checklist right
that?
now is.
All right, I'm gonna give you the actual task, okay?
Yeah, that's, I didn't know
All right.
if you guys were capturing that
3.
here or if you were putting that.
What?
No, yeah, it should be.
All right, it's gonna start in 3,
Yeah, we just haven't.
2,
updated it to the
1.
checklist, But what I'm seeing is probably before the simulated EVA, so like after step 36 or whatever, we're gonna have a DSST trial
Got it.
familiarization.
Yeah.
We'll also do a familiarization to some of the EVA tasks, so the heads-up display, just a reminder of like what the heads-up display elements are.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, and the geology tools, like just how you use the tools, just a quick refresher, and then we'll start step 37, which is the simulated
Yep,
EVA
yep.
stuff, so.
All right, that's
Yeah,
better.
Yes, well, yeah, I've made another note, but it was something from yesterday's test that we just haven't implemented yet. But there will be a couple of familiarization once we've got them on the Infinadeck.
Yeah.
So kind of like an Infinadeck refresher, we'll have a EVA task
Yeah.
refresher.
We got it. Okay, so it's happening before Maestro.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, before the Maestro procedures, yeah.
Yes, it's keys, if there's not
Yeah,
another one,
I don't think we need to do it.
Yeah, we can
stop
skip
it.
past any
Yeah.
other ones, we'll just call it out, hey, this is where a DSST would be.
So, yeah, we could probably do the digit span, since that's maybe a new one for you guys, but that's
Yep.
on the outro version.
Yeah, and we'll do that on the after.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't, I mean, we can run it like once we actually start. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting on like step 40 to
On the-
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we haven't actually hit
So
step
I'm
40 yet.
already. I appreciate you working through some of the details.
No, it's good. I'm glad that we're kind of picking this apart in like the most detailed way so that we can sort of get this the best it can be.
Well,
Uh,
for us too, we haven't really ran through this that much, so
Yeah,
it's more for
yeah.
us to get through all those smaller
Yeah,
details.
exactly. All right, so some of the DSST, he would do like a couple of like tool fam and like, all right, this is how you
I
use
was
the DCU.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you should be able to.
One refresher for the TCV task, Caleb, right hand controller, you should be able to reach over your DCU on the chest. Yeah, right hand controller trigger will increase your TCV, left hand will decrease the TCV. It's hard to see on there,
It
but
looks like it's like the
Yeah,
bottom. row.
it's numbered.
yeah, it's just a
It's gonna be
setting.
like a 1 now.
This is-
Thermal control valve. So this is like a dial that they change for their suits to like offload
And the values on that are 1 to 10.
temperature. Yeah, it's like cold to hot with like
Okay.
numbers in between.
Put the bottom bar to keep it.
Yes, yeah, it's how much like thermal, kind of like how much gas you're offloading to keep that thermal temperature.
Yeah.
So higher the TCV setting, the more temperature you're
Yeah,
offloading.
we should detail that in the sort of pre-mission brief, the one
That's
that's
what
like
yeah.
made to be like an EVA packet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that'll also
We
be
should
on the
detail it
refresher,
there. Yeah.
but I think we're good on that. You know how to use the geology tools, but that we would just do a quick refresher. So I
Yeah.
think we're good to start the countdown.
Okay, sounds good. All right, everybody, get your watches synced. I'm gonna start this EVA in 5, 4.
Oh, wait, pause.
Whoop.
I would say if you can give us a times like off the,
Oh, yeah.
yes,
If I can do it off. of
give us
yeah.
more than
Yeah.
a 15-second lead, just
Yeah.
off of C to walk back so I can like write things.
Yeah, exactly. Nope, that's totally
But, like-
fair. I would say like, all right, you know,
So
we're gonna start-
break down the official time,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my
Yeah,
name.
yeah,
that's one thing I noticed with C too.
yeah,
So we'll do 2400, 142400.
Yeah.
Wanna do that?
totally fine with that. All right, we got T minus 20 seconds until mission start. Mission start. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Need to go and do
Yeah, so I go back over here to where is my
So you do shift D. Control H,
Control.
and then Control V.
Okay. All right, so all of that has been started now.
I will have.
I do see what you're saying about consolidating that to one shortcut.
Yeah, it was mainly just so I could verify that all the functions are working, but there
Exactly.
will be.
Yeah, I think that makes
Fired off.
sense.
Are you saying consolidating, so just starting at my stroke with the same button or something different?
No, there's like 3 different keyboard commands that I had to hit on the start of the second, so I'm just doing that as one.
It's more of a development thing.
So. Activate. Stuff, yeah, activate the stuff, okay. So. Because, Caleb, give me just a second if you want to come to a stop. I guess we should clarify that starting the EVA doesn't necessarily mean he starts
It doesn't
walking
mean go,
immediately.
yeah.
When we start the EVA, that's gives him time to grab the tool card, verify all of his tools are there, and then
Yeah.
start traversing. So there should be all of this stuff. Tool card is still locked out right now, so we don't have that, but
Well, we're finding it in Maestro,
Yeah.
but it should be like, where's my?
where are you going with the data sheet? I mean, let's do the digit span test. Yeah, okay. So Caleb, we're gonna do the digit span test. I'm gonna say some numbers, listen carefully, and when I am through, say them right after me backwards in order. For example, if I say 719, you would respond with 917. Whenever I start reading these out, you can start walking towards the first site. I will now begin with the first trial. 1, 7. 6, 3. 5, 8, 2. 6, 9, 4. 6, 4, 3, 9. 7, 2, 8, 6. 4, 2, 7, 3, 1. 7, 5, 8, 3, 6. 6, 1, 9, 4, 7, 3. Three, 9, 2, 4, 8, 7. We're gonna have to figure out some way to signal whenever he gets too long, so I don't get. Two of the things we have done to the same standard. Okay, gotcha. 5, 9, 1, 7, 4, 2, 8. Yes, my conversation. Can anyone online hear Caleb?
Oh, wait, can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Right now, I think he's on my headset and I'm muted.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, okay, now I can hear you.
Yep. That'd do it.
All right.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't remember where I was at on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, sorry. Then, can we just call it here?
Yeah.
I like-
Okay, so this is, he would keep going. The traverses are a little bit longer than this so that we can fit the whole test in and don't accidentally bump up to, oh, you're at the site, but you're not done with the test yet. Okay. So,
My one comment is,
Yeah.
like in Maestro, how do they know where station 1 is?
Yeah, I think.
So I
that's a good
could
comment.
like add some kind of orientation.
Yeah, we don't have any, yeah, tell them,
Whatever you need to
Yep.
that.
and that could be like part of the brief.
Right, like they start at the lander, like where does he go to get the state?
Assuming, yeah, the IB or the
Yeah.
EB would not know where to go,
Right.
Yeah.
so there should be some direction. in
Yeah.
IB.
Yeah. So
So
that's a good call.
I'll make a note of it on our thing.
Yeah. We probably should use some of those like little markers that are in the ground to sort of make that walking path.
We already have that done.
We
It's
do
just
have
disabled right now.
Exactly, yeah. I think we
Yeah.
want to pull like every other
We can
one.
figure out something,
We can
yeah,
figure out something.
but yeah,
Okay. So you're at the site. I would administer a second next DSST right here.
Yep.
We're gonna say that that's done.
Yep.
All right. Congratulations, Caleb. You've completed a DSST. All right. So let's do a site survey. If you want to report your observations of key terrain features and geologic features in the immediate area.
Okie dokie, so we got a little cluster of, it looks like 6 rocks here on a downward slope from the lander location. It's not quite like a full crater, just kind of like a little bump / divot in the hill. The rocks themselves all are different shades of gray with quite a bit of aggregate striping through them. This one's kind of porous. We can get more details there later, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. All right. So what I want you to do is take a look at the rocks at the geology site and identify them. So you'll audibly select rock 1 and then turn clockwise to the next visible rock, label it 2, and continue clockwise labeling the rocks until all the rocks at the site have been identified.
Alrighty, sounds good. I'm gonna start right here, so I have a good starting point. And rock number 1 is gonna be this guy right here.
Yep.
Rock number 2 is gonna be right there.
Yep.
Rock number 3 is right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be rock number 4. That little guy with the Swiss cheese holes in it is rock number 5. This is gonna be rock number 6.
Okay, great. So now that you've identified those, go ahead and retrieve your XRF tool and choose. We're going to choose some candidates for sampling. So you would get this out of the tool card. I don't know that it's gonna be there. Oh, there? No, it's not there. So if you want to pull it out of your IDES menu.
Okie dokie.
It's just to help read. Just like a thing, but it's like it just because everybody should have done.
So like, you can make that into data sheet. One.
You'll record values for the scans of each of those.
Be important. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna go scan it. Say rock 1 is.
Yeah, so you'll retrieve, so what I want you now to do is to scan rock 1. So you'll report the rock number and also the titanium reading, the manganese reading, the calcium reading, the chromium reading, and the aluminum reading on each of those, on rock 1.
Cool. Alrighty, so rock 1 is gonna be 2.36. TI is 2.36. MN is 1.73. CA is 2.32. CR is 0.64. And AL is 0.45.
Okay, great job. All right, so what I want you to do is repeat the same step for each other rock. So give me the rock number and the 5 mineral composition readings for them.
Alrighty, so now we are at rock number 2. Just gonna look at rock number 1 for a little bit longer so I remember what it is. Okay. Rock number 2. Alrighty, so mineral composition for, oh, interesting. Oh boy, okay. Mineral composition for rock number 2 is going to be a TI of 2.74, an MN of 0.77, CA of 1.86, CR of 1.55, an AL of 2.95.
All right, sounds great. You can move on to the next rock, call out that rock number and the 5 element values.
All right, rock number 3. Rock number 3 is going to have a TI composition of 1.53, MN of 2.34,
They're predetermined.
a CA of 2.4, a CR of 2.99, and an AL of 2.86.
Okay, sounds good. There are 52 individual sets of 5 values.
So there shouldn't be a repeat span.
Yeah.
Out there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, across two
Yeah,
load
exactly.
and workload,
Mhm.
there should be a unique extra estimate for every.
All right, and then you can move on to rock number 4.
Alrighty, rock number 4. Alrighty, so interesting. Okay, rock number 4's mineral composition is going to be a TI of 2.49, an MN of 0.41, CA of 2.69, CR of 0.91, AL of 0.67.
Okay, sounds great. And rock number 5.
Alright, rock number 5. Interesting. Okay, this is a monkey wrench. Alright, rock number 5 has a TI composition of 2.76,
Oh,
MN of 2.93.
Yep.
CA of 2.3,
Yep.
CR of 2.53,
Yep.
and an AL of 0.92.
Yep.
All
right, and rock number 6.
Okie dokie. That is
Versus it always been. So
You're doing good. You having controller issues?
fourth. I'm trying to just keep track of which one
Okay.
is the highest right now. Forgetting
Oh, I see
numbers.
what you're saying. You're keeping track of the
In
values.
addition to just.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to keep track of which one's the highest value.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yes, yeah, so I think we have a better
Second,
idea how to decipher or interpret the like.
All right. rock number 6.
We've got that track.
Alrighty, rock composition for number 6 is going to be a TI of 1.97,
Yep.
MN of 0.75,
Mm-hmm.
CA of 1.66,
Yep.
CR of 1.7.
Yep.
And an AL of 2.95.
Okay, sounds great. So now that all the rocks have been measured, I want you to choose 2 rocks. I need to make a change in the measure procedure, but choose 2 rocks that best meet the science objectives discussed in the pre-mission briefing. Which of those rocks do you think you would be of the rocks that you've labeled?
I'm gonna say most likely rock 5 and rock 1. I
Okay,
think.
rock 5 and rock 1. So what I want you to do is stow your XRF and retrieve 2 sample markers and 2 sample containers from the tool area. And then you'll deploy those sample markers at the chosen sites, and you'll place the sample containers near the rocks. And then we can begin geology sampling. These are our placeholder sample markers until we work things out with EC to.
What did you say?
I don't know. This says 3 rocks right here. It needs to change to 2. They should be getting 2 samples per site.
Is that it? That we can change that.
So they were originally 10 rocks per site, and they took 3 samples.
10 rocks
And
per
that
whole.
was, well, yes, but there were also 10 rocks at each site, or 9 rocks at each site.
Yeah.
And they were taking 3 samples, and that was miserable and brutal. Made people want to give up on the thing, so no, we don't want people to give up. We just want them to be stressed.
Second, he dropped the sample bag.
Yeah.
Looks like it should sample.
Yeah, and it's a smaller open action, but we would like to get labels on the sample bags and the sample markers.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too much for us, but I think we'll get that. So it's like, okay, place sample marker A with sample bag.
And once we get the real deal, like sample markers, those have letter identifiers on them. So, okay, great, good job.
Frank's group has the actual sample markers from the Artemis tools team. They said they're working on integrating it, but also
So,
paying for that, but they
Yeah.
are getting funding to integrate those tools sometime next year.
if we could,
The sample marker
Yeah.
and a couple other geology like Artemis. tools.
possible for us to push for them to get the sample marker first, or like. bump
No,
them
no,
down
We
where you
talked
list.
about it.
No, what I'm saying,
Oh,
I'm saying is they're already doing it,
Yeah.
even though we're not paying them, so we should.
well, yeah, but it,
We
I
can-
don't know when they're
Yeah.
doing it. It's gonna be in time
Yeah.
for this, is the question.
Oh, yeah,
Separate
yeah,
discussion. We can take it offline.
Yep, all right,
yeah.
so, yeah. So now that we're at rock number one, what I want you to do is identify and describe the rock using the descriptors that we would have talked about in the pre-mission, or the EVA brief. EVA brief, pre-mission brief.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
so,
I have something, we need to clarify that, so it's not.
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah, we need to have very specific words for what it's.
alrighty, so we've got a smoothed out
Something.
rectangular shaped rock sticking out of the ground.
Yep.
With a pretty bumpy textured surface and looks like the various types of aggregate throughout it with different
Okay.
streaks of color running through it.
Yep.
And it's roughly the size of, I don't know, like George Foreman Grove.
All right, very good. And what is the marker ID of this rock?
Oh, and this is marker ID number 1.
Okay. Okay, so what I want you to do is retrieve your camera and we're going to take 3 photos of the rock. So we're going to get 3 photos each 2 meters away, and they should all be at different heights and angles.
Okie doke. Perfecto.
I guess what you do.
Yeah, they just try to estimate roughly the 2 phases. I don't think that's a specific performance metric that we have. It's how we want to measure the rock they are.
Yeah, Trevor said just like a couple of feet, like, medium distance and like a close up.
Well, no, that was what I was originally. But what he actually wants is a bunch of shots from the same distance away, so they can do 3
Oh, with different angles.
With different angles, yeah.
Photogrammetry.
Yep.
I'd say it's different angles.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, you can like from, because if you just miss the photo, you get the case. Then that's sort of.
So yeah, we're not specifying where they're taking it, just as long as they get 3 different angles of the rock.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, sir. Now you can go ahead. We're going to perform some chip sampling at rock 1. So you'll retrieve your hammer and chisel. So Alex, can you make a note for me to rearrange where this container ID call out goes?
Where to go?
Yeah, it just goes probably more like here whenever you're showing the sample.
Yeah, of the container.
Yeah.
I would say, is there something where you pull out the container?
Yeah, but
Retrieve
it's
3
it's earlier, but you want to identify which container the sample is going into at the time that they dropped the sample in. Or at least that's the, or that's
So saying we
Yeah.
retrieve Tom.
Exactly.
Retrieve container, report container ID.
well, the one to retrieve the container. My understanding of the way that the ConOps works is that you grab the container whenever you're like setting up the sample markers, but then you relay the container ID later on. I don't know why it is what it is, but that's sort of like operational costs. All right, great job taking a chip sample there. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a couple photos of that chip sample. So, as well as sort of describing it. So go retrieve your camera. He's only taking 1 chip from each rock. So he can chip
Yeah, we
off
don't-
more than he wants.
We don't do
Expecting.
we don't do the
Yeah.
weight anymore.
Yep.
But there is a maximum.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have to do it.
So this is more just kind of, we're trying to make it standard EVA output, see if like the jet testing, there's no really performance measures on it. We're just trying to kind of like fill out the geology task. So just take a chip sample.
They're making a decision if you're told, just to use sample.
Are they making a decision?
Their decision is, no, their decision is which two rocks to take.
So you decide what rocks.
So he already said the toad.
Yeah. And then,
Those are the two
yeah,
choices.
Yeah, I think I misspoke, or we originally said we're gonna take like 10 total samples. I think it's now gonna standard 2 samples per
and we
site.
might do more, I don't,
There's no.
there's still open discussion on.
There's still-
It's a matter of which rocks to figure out.
Yeah, what I actually would prefer if possible is the tips would go, so they could choose not to take a sample at a site.
Okay.
But we talked about this literally just yesterday, so I know that.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple of times too, and I can't remember what the decision which ones. The maestro procedures say 2, but
So.
I'm trying to figure out how we would do that all out for that. We would say, well, we would say like for each one, like, take as many.
Yeah, that's right.
Caleb, are you waiting for this?
Yeah,
What?
he is.
Sorry, I'm getting so much coming through the headset, I can't tell what's going
No,
on.
I know, I'm sorry. Here, Caleb, if you want to, well, I need to wait on Steven before he describes it.
I'm-
Rock better.
Ditch the
So-
headphones first.
Well, so that,
Yeah.
yeah,
If-
like,
if- hold on for a minute.
I know what's ahead, so you are kind of.
You're making that decision.
I think that's more realistic, we've got given a budget, but we also want like site by site. Veterans, so maybe the 2 samples better, but the other problem is that they have to be able to like, more of a sample, if they have, and I think the VR perspective. that's hard.
Let's take a big three, they're in, 9 or something, and then like, oh, 3, I think are better than the other one, then have to then go back with the chips and like see which one.
Yeah, so it could lead to unfavorable situations where like they don't select any until they find the site, and then they collect them, like, yeah, maybe it is better to just making
They take them out of
it.
their bag.
That's the drive tube.
I don't think they get like a out of their bag.
Okay, so that, yeah.
Right?
They, I mean, they can't, there's nothing stopping them from just taking it and spraying with chips and anything that they don't want.
But I'm like,
But as far as the like design.
there's no back in VR right now, there's no flat back, right?
Yeah.
They really, and they can open it and see.
They can't open it in the tiny bag.
Oh, they can't open the
They
tiny thing.
can't
But we can just,
review, they
have them
can't
use
take
it.
out. There's nothing
It's
in
not like
there, it's just.
Yeah, we can change it so they don't put it in the small sample bag and they just put it in the big one.
We
Then
can have them put it in a bag that they can go in to review what they can't.
the one
do
that
in
came
VR right now.
you can open that. You can see the open box.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily trying to prescribe something, I'm just trying to ask a question, to understand what you want.
I think it's a good question.
Yeah, what, I'm not clear though what states you're taking. Are you saying that it makes sense to have 2?
Yeah.
Are we doing 10 sites over the whole EVA or 2?
I think the clarifying question that you're asking is the same clarifying question that we've been asking a couple of times, and so we're just getting into the conversation.
Yeah, so I'm understanding it's either they take 2 per site, boom, that's it,
Yeah.
or they can take up to 10 across 3 sites, and they make a decision of what they want. What they want. So then my clarifying question was just,
That's, I think.
can they look at them, review them, and find out if this site will work better, or is it that's like kind of the risk of the game? Is, oh, well, I thought this one was gonna be the best, but now. that I
It
know
makes a good point.
I
If
have space.
we are trying to like carries or make the decision to not take a sample or take a sample now and review it at a later site, we would actually, we don't have that capability to like at least scan a rock or.
That's what I was gonna mention.
Yeah, so then that's not options, there's really just 2 options. There's either take 10, you can't review them later, take them out, you gotta go with your gut feeling, plus what you think is based on the rock.
Yeah,
The IV would actually help them out, so they would know which rock you sampled from, and they have that data sheet of what.
Yeah,
So you.
so they can say, I know that, the chip sample from rock 1 went into sample bag D. And so I would go to sample bag D and take the chip sample out of there or something like that. But also, if you didn't want them to be allowed to do that, you could just say, oh, well, you can't take the chip sample out of there. That bag is already contaminated, we're taking it from the other 10. So you can't.
Yeah, but I think I see it in between. I see it, but I see, I think there's a solution here. Just, yes, they should pick up 2 samples each site, but then they can also make decisions later on if they want to replace a sample by asking the IV. That way we get 2 samples, we get our things every site, but they can still 4 sites,
Right now, we have 4 sites, so we have 4 sites, 2 samples a site. What if we say, they can only take 6 back?
Yeah.
Or 7 back, or something
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna say, that makes sense to go to 4 sites, collect 2 samples, but have the max.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map is.
The map doesn't matter.
I think we need some more, discussion.
Okay, all right, that's, you guys can flesh that out. Let's
Yep.
keep rolling through procedures.
All
Where
right.
are we?
We're right here. So we've retrieved we've done the chip sampling. We've taken the photos of the sampling. Caleb, I'd like you to describe the sample that you took. Sorry, we've been leaving you a little bored there. My bad.
You're good. All right. So it's about a palm-sized chip sample.
Yeah.
Yep. I heard it.
Go ahead.
Well,
You good?
I would say you're doing it incorrectly, but we're not
Oh.
gonna tell you that in the EVA.
Yes.
If
Yeah,
you're-
so that's
if
the,
you're-
yeah.
I thought you were gonna pick it up with your hand there, or?
Oh, no, I'm not picking it up right now. No, I'm just
He's just
looking at it.
comparing
he's
it to the
comparing-
I
oh,
can't,
oh,
I
okay,
can't
okay.
see it, so,
Yeah, 'cause we won't actually intervene.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they
well,
should
cause I
pick it up with
still,
tongs.
Yes.
I mean, operationally, I'm trying to like follow the rules here and I still haven't retrieved my grabber tool, so,
Yeah. Yes. Correct. Yeah. So you'll retrieve the grabber after we've
yeah,
done the description.
yeah, so
He's just
I
doing
can't pick
that.
it
Yeah,
up.
you're
That's
gonna
my-
let it-
that's my fault.
Like, you're gonna describe it in the space where it fell, and then
Yep.
you'll grab it and look around at it and play with it afterwards.
Yep,
Okay, so if you want to describe the sample, sorry.
yeah, about I don't know, palm-sized chip sample,
Yep.
dark gray with black streaks and some
Yep.
white flecks. Clearly some different aggregate in there. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
It's about the size of a large apple.
Excellent. Did you already get photos of the sample?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
excellent. Good job. Then the next thing you're gonna do is retrieve your tongs and use the tongs to place your sample into the container.
Okie dokie.
I think you're right, though. I think we should retrieve the tongs at the same time as the hammer and chisel.
Let's see, can you get a photo of the site
Well, you
at the
only,
end, at the end.
you only have 2 hands, so we would have to somehow juggle that, but.
Yeah, well, you drop your tools off, and you get in an operational environment, you have a tool belt. We don't have a tool belt, and we don't have a way to build a tool belt.
Exactly, yeah, so we'll have to do something with procedures, be like,
Yeah.
get your hammer, chisel, put it.
The other
I don't know if you
thing
put it on-
procedurally that
put
we
it
can
on the
do
ground,
is
but-
you can just bring the tool cart next to your rock, and then just get everything off of the rock, or get everything off of the tool.
Yeah, that's what it should be, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to see where we're.
I have confidence that we can get the tool cart working. Yeah, so if you just want to, I haven't given you the instructions yet, sorry, yeah, so take the tongs and use it to place the sample into the sample container.
I think that's where we should also like ID the sample container.
Yes, and you should, what is the sample container ID there?
I don't know if we have IDs.
We don't have IDs, but I'm just asking you to make one.
Yeah, make it up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this sample ID number 1.
Sounds good. So we can go through the second rock. It's the same operations.
So,
Okay. Yep.
yeah,
That's what I figured.
That's when we completed this site.
yeah, so I think some of my general comment here, you guys were working through it, just whatever operations make sense, so I can clean up and make this efficient.
Yeah.
I realize naturally there's a lot of walking back and forth, just how the elements are positioned.
Yeah.
Some of the discussion you guys were having about grab this, that, do this.
Yeah.
What you
That-
can and can't do, like flush those out.
Yeah.
But you guys are tracking that. So no, I don't need to see all of that again. To
Okay.
me, that makes sense. Stephen was recording all this stuff the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you have any issues or it all worked good for you, that data collection sheet? Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a pretty, I like it too.
Wait.
You'll probably be on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ideally what subjects
Okay.
have, but yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, that's-
All right, Caleb, you can go ahead and do site cleanup. So we can retrieve and stow to the tool cart your sample containers, your sample markers, your hammer, your chisel, your tongs. You don't have a tool cart, but
This is
You
my
know.
tool cart.
that's your tool cart. Okay.
This actually works really well for carrying tools around and not have to walk back and
Yeah.
forth.
I mean, it's reasonably realistic, right? You carry a bunch, it's the whole point of these bags is to carry around a bunch of other stuff in them.
Exactly. Okay, you can't put the
Yeah,
sample
the
bag
little
inside the
guy is
sample
not
bag.
gonna go in there.
All right, I think that's all my tools. Yep. over here.
And so you
Oh,
have check marks to make sure that they grab all the information grab. If not, I'm gonna add that in. That should be a performance. They leave a tool behind. That's
Nice.
done for that. Yeah,
It's a good phone.
Yeah, and ideally, we should have our tool card, work. We just weren't able to get it
Yeah.
flushed,
yeah.
and that's probably why some of these procedures are a little.
exactly. Yeah, they're a little bit.
flush, but yeah. So
Okay.
do we want to go to
So-
site, yeah, sorry.
If you want to take one photo of the final site condition, Caleb, that's after you've done all of your cleanup steps.
right.
Excellent. And now I'm going to give you a couple of surveys. So I'm going to administer these audibly and you can respond to these. I'm now going to ask you about your workload during the previous task, the traverse or that the note probably needs to go away there. And respond verbally to me with a number from 0 to 100. 0 is low demand and 100 is high demand. I will read the different factors now on a scale of 0 to 100. How was your mental demand? So low or high? How much mental and perceptual activity was required? For example, thinking, deciding, calculating, remembering, looking, searching, etc. Was the task easy or demanding, simple or complex, forgiving or exacting?
Put a rough number on it. I'm gonna call it like 70% effort,
70?
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was challenging strictly from like a memory perspective. You just had to like
Okay.
remember all the numbers.
I was just looking.
Great. Physical demand, low or high? How much physical activity was required? For example, pushing, pulling, turning, controlling, activating, etc. Was the task easy or demanding, slow or brisk, slack or strenuous, restful or laborious?
Yeah, it's pretty slow. It was like it wasn't too hard. Yeah, the
Okay.
physical workload was pretty low.
So
Yeah.
that those numbers are 0 for low and 100 for high.
Go like 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
We can skip.
Yeah, we'll go through the rest of this and then Bedford is after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Cool.
You guys did it. You got your sheet.
Yeah.
Walk through the map.
We got that, and then we can go to the next site, we can not go to the next site.
No.
You can say this is the last
All right.
geology site.
So you would go to all of the sites, all right, so you're at your last geology site. Yeah, exactly.
Skip to this one.
Yeah, so I'll skip down to this one. So after you do the Bedford for the last site, you'll do another DSST, and then on the traverse back, the DST.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
And then they get back to the lander, and that's it, they come out of here.
Yep. So let's assume he's back at the lander.
Yep.
Let's go through, let's start at step 46 and walk through that.
Yep, so.
Caleb, do you want to just teleport to the lander while we're
Yeah, yeah, I
figuring out
got
our
you.
next steps here?
Sounds good.
So it's on the return traverse, he does another digit span test. And then back at
Right.
the lander, he does the final, or the SST before he begins the,
Yep.
SST after the site, before the
Okay.
traverse back.
so yeah, before
and
we
then
traverse.
back, and just-
So at the last geology site, the SST standing, we're not walking.
Yeah.
Begin the return traverse, digit span
Yeah.
test during that traverse. Now you're back at the lander.
And I don't know that we need to provide this countdown to official stop. I don't know that we don't have like Omnia markers or anything like that we need to like do with that. We'll just like, all right, I'm done here. Let me go in here, stop executing the
Yeah.
procedure.
Well, so
Or an
how
export
was your
date.
procedure?
Yeah.
So how's my procedure built?
It was,
Oh, okay. So you got, so you
You've got all
use the same Meister procedure for morning session and after.
Yes. Yep.
Afternoon session.
It's
So,
the same.
yeah, you would need to do whatever steps you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm stopping this, I'm
Exactly.
stopping OBS.
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is.
smaller technical detail, but we
Yeah.
don't stop it. We'll
Yeah.
call a stop to the EVA because
Okay.
this won't actually save.
Well, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying,
the
it- so it
export
doesn't.
Data first.
Yeah.
It
What
won't
I'm
save,
getting
yeah, it
at.
won't
Yeah.
save.
What is
anything.
step 46? Like, why was it on? It sounds
Because
like
it's.
You gotta stop execution, you gotta
Yeah.
stop recording.
It's on here because it was on the template that I used for walk back, which did use the.
So I'll make a note. We'll just say,
Yeah.
say EVA is over,
Yeah,
heads or subject, you can now lift the headset off your
Yeah.
head, and that's we'll.
Exactly, and we can be, there's no timing restrictions on ending this in the same way there are here. I can export the data at any time and it'll have, you know, the time that I checked off all of these steps.
I understand.
So that doesn't matter.
My point
Yes.
is like, make it clear what the step.
We
is.
definitely need to clarify.
That's all.
Yeah, I think it's,
For it happening in the data control.
No,
back
after-
here, or is it
it should be
happening?
happening right
Not-
now, or.
No, it should not happen.
Or
No,
not-
we're gonna stop. the
Okay.
EVA, Yeah, so
Exactly, so we'll pull them off of the
So-
treadmill.
we'll say step 46,
Okay.
02 announces EVA is complete.
Yep.
If you want to do that, Paul.
Yeah, congratulations, Caleb, your EVA is complete. So.
Complete stop.
So down to a complete stop, I'm going to go ahead and disable the treadmill in, oh my goodness.
So, okay, I think there's a couple things we can change on that, but I'll say, Caleb, you can now lift your headsets.
Yeah.
Okie
I'm
dokie.
just gonna skip this because I
Yeah, there should
can't
be-
disable it in there while you.
Yeah, I was gonna make a note to either have the subject turn it off or
Yeah.
you could turn it off.
Nice.
Now with that said, we'll
Sorry.
attach it.
Yeah, pardon.
No.
Thank you kindly, good sir.
We're way out of there.
Thank you for.
Geologist,
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah. So free to egress the platform. We do need a step for turning off the fan probably, if that's not already on there.
Yeah, I've made a.
There's some returns on it.
There
Yes.
39.
Yeah.
But there, yeah.
Yep, okay, so
All right,
now
the
that you're off of
50s
the
complete.
Infinadeck,
50 is good.
yeah. Yeah, I would say let's
Egress, the 51 is
let's
also
move 49 to after 50, like we swap those, because I don't want to be dealing.
good.
The first thing after they get back should be attention to the subject, let's get them off the treadmill, and then we can worry about it.
All right, I see us